let me tell you how to write a critical appreciation of a piece of poem. In the very first paragraph, the intention of the poet should be written very briefly. The gist of the substance can be written in 1 or 2 sentences. In this paragraph, the nature or the tone of the poem should be mentioned. You can mention whether it is a subjective poem or objective poem, that it's impersonal poem or didactic poem or reflective poem. It can also be descriptive poem. Or maybe it's a satire. In the second paragraph, you have to state how the theme of the poem is developing through different parts of the poem. You can take up words and expressions and copy them from the poem to establish your argument. In the next and your most important, longest paragraph, you have to talk about literary devices used. You see, imagery is a central component in almost all kind of literature. But there are two major types of imagery, literal and figurative. Literal means something which is purely descriptive. Now talk about how the poet is using this. Again, you'll find figurative imagery. You can go through our rhetorics playlist, and those you have to identify, such as simile, metaphor, personification, or any other kind of rhetorical devices. If the poet has used any name from mythology or any other kind of allusion, you can explain that also and how it is connected to the poem. Now, in the fourth paragraph, you should focus on the form. Pay close attention to the number of lines that are there in the poem. This will help you understand whether it's a sonnet or not. If it is a sonnet, then whether it has a division of octave and sestet, or does it follow the Shakespearean sonnet pattern, which ends with a rhyming couplet and has 3 quatrains. Familiarize yourself with the words like, rhyme royal, Ottawa rima, Spenserian stanza, so that if you come across these kinds of things, you can identify them. If the poem has any rhyme scheme, then identify the rhyme scheme. If you see that it does not have a rhyme scheme, but it has a definite pattern or a rhythm, and it is in iambic pentameter, then write that it is in blank verse. And if it does not have any proper rhythm or rhyme, then you can say it's in free verse. It will be wonderful if you can identify the dominant meter of the poem. If you are acquainted with, scansion and prosody, then you can do that. We have also done a playlist on prosody. You can check if it is a ballad or even an elegy. You can also point out if it is a patriotic poem or a poem on war or an anti-war poem. In the final short stanza, you can write about your opinion. If you have read any other poem similar to the given one, and you may even mention if the poem has any relevance in our present times. An important tip. Suppose, luckily, you get a poem which you have already read. Do not let the examiner know that you are familiar with the poem. Then the examiner will be less impressed with what you have written. Let them feel that you have understood everything by yourself in the exam hall itself.